All right, it is September the 21st, 2024, and this is the enterprise that we're suing along with Tacoma Park, where for some reason we haven't heard anything else from the courts. We've called the young lady who is supposed to be the clerk of the court, who is supposed to, I guess, run interference or whatever, and we requested a leisure docket stating everything that's happening with the court, and we haven't received that yet. I mean, come on. This is how our system is in the United States. There is no reason for a civil matter to take this long to come in before a judge. Unless there's corruption somewhere. They want you to forget something. Well, we put away all ours and it's collecting dust. But the problem is this: we have to change our rules and regulations in the civil matters, because if you have to bring a person in a criminal matter to trial within 180 days, it should be close to the same thing in a civil matter. We shouldn't be able to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years or more to be brought into a courtroom or get a decision on a civil matter. What this is this. In this case here, we have some judges who have violated constitutional and civil rights. These judges stated I wasn't entitled to a jury trial, which is my guaranteed right under the supreme law of this country and the Declaration of Rights under the state of Maryland. But what they're doing is they're writing their own laws from the benches, and they're doing things behind you citizens' back. Let me tell y'all something. The supreme law, which is the Constitution of the United States, says that everyone is entitled to a jury trial if it carries incarceration. This is the case where the judge gave me 60 days in jail. He suspended all that and then gave me 2 years supervised probation, and I didn't do none of it. They didn't issue a warrant, none of it. And at the end of the day, you know what they did? They took it to the circuit court, told me that I was having a jury trial, and when I walked in there, they dismissed it. Now, when have you ever heard that a citizen is entitled to 2 trials on the same criminal matter? Never. And now I'm waiting. I've called numerous times to the clerk of the court, to a young lady. I ain't gonna give her name out yet. I left it on her answer machine that I was requesting a leisure docket telling me everything that's happening in my civil lawsuit. And we're going on 60 days now, and I ain't received nothing back yet. Come on. Cover up. Same thing with the first lawsuit. Cover up. Corruption. And let me tell you now, since we haven't got this back, we're writing up the complaints to the ethics committee, to the bar association, and we're sending copies to the Justice Department on these judges and prosecutors who fail to do their job and who has clearly violated a right that they swore to protect. This is what this country is coming to. We are putting people into office who are nothing but crooks, terrorists. That's all they are. But I'm just letting you know. People ask me what's going on with the civil lawsuit. That's what we're trying to figure out. Because as of right now, we're not hearing anything. It shouldn't take this long to bring somebody, make a decision or bring somebody into a courtroom to be heard on a civil matter. But I think what they're trying to do is run the statute of limitation out on filing on the administrative judge, and there's another judge who did the same thing this one did. I'm telling y'all, in America, it is time we restructure our government, because if not, we're going to have a civil war over here. Let me tell y'all something right now, and I'm going to make it very clear to you. This presidential election that is going on right now, where you have to vote for the less of the worser two, will be the last time y'all can think about democracy, Republicans, Democrat. Because if America has gotten down to just these two candidates, and this is all we have, this country is in trouble. You know, I hear black people talking about they're going to vote for Harris, but they can't tell you why they're voting for her other than she's a black woman. She doesn't consider herself a black woman. Go back and look at it. Go back and look at it when she was running for how she became the prosecutor in California. And that's by opening her legs up and sleeping with the mayor at the time and being his little concubine. But now she wants to run the country, and now all of a sudden, I call her the N.O.J. Simpson female. She wants to say she's black, and she wants the black vote. But what does she stand for? She stands for nothing. She stands for women and homosexual acts, stupidness. And I ain't got nothing against you women or homosexual, but that's not a reason to put somebody in the office. That is not a reason to. Let me tell y'all something right now. Let's keep it 100. First of all, to all my black people, America's not ready for a black woman to run this country. Okay? And they weren't ready for a black president, even though we've had black presidents for Barack Obama. But I tell people, if Donald Duck would have ran for office when Barack Obama was running, Donald Duck would have won, because you could not put Hillary Clinton or John McCain to run this country, because it would have tore itself apart. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back at that again with these two candidates. And I'm telling you, Miss Harris, she is not the elected person to put in office. She's not. Neither is Donald Trump, but you got to pick the worst of the two to put in office. And let me tell you something. If Miss Harris gets into office, no other country will respect the United States. I'm telling you now. And there will be a World War III, because China, Russia, Korea, or Iran, one of these countries is going to test her. So you can bullshit around all you want to, free people, and put a person in the office that is not qualified or don't scare nobody. And the reason I would pick Donald Trump, because I think he will keep other countries off our ass, at least for us to find somebody worthy enough to take the next 4 years. Because right now we don't have nobody after this election worthy enough to be president of this United States. These two candidates, neither one of them is worthy in my book. But if it came down to picking one of them, I would pick Donald Trump, just to keep other countries off our ass until we find somebody who's got balls enough to run this country. Miss Harris is going to cause nothing but chaos for this country by other countries. And believe me, if I was the president of another country and these were the only two people, I will be rooting for Harris to get into office so I can make a statement to the United States. She has not said one thing to sway me to give her my vote. And I'm not going to vote for her because she's a woman. And I'm not going to vote for her because she says she black. And I'm telling you, free people now, and especially black people, y'all got to stop going along to get along. We cannot put people in the office just because it's the first time for something. America is not ready for a black woman president. They're not. And if you think so, vote her into office. Because I've told a lot of people, if you vote her into office, one of these countries will test her. And I'm going to tell you this right now. All these people we letting into this country will not fight for America. They pack their bags up and they will leave and go back to their country. So you ain't going to have a military. You're not. Under Harris, you won't. This woman, I mean, go back and look at her history. And I'm telling you, because I've looked at her political life when she became a prosecutor and all that. Like I say, only way she became a prosecutor is, what's his name, Dickens or Brown, the mayor at the time was sleeping with her. She was his concubine at that time, and that's how she moved up. And that's not a reason to put somebody into office. That's the same thing about what's going on in Prince George's County. You got, what's his name? Damn, the old governor, and then you got Also Bright. Neither one of them should be senators. I wouldn't make them senators of the sanitation department. They terrible. You cannot put people to run something on favoritism or on because you think it's time for something to happen. You're talking about somebody who runs this country, who is in office to keep other people off. It's just like you're saying you got a gang of bullies and you're going to put Donald Trump or Harris to keep them off of you. Who would you pick? I damn sure wouldn't pick Harris. At least Donald Trump will talk a tough talk to him and make you think about it, that he crazy enough to do it. But all Harris do is smile, laugh, and talk. That's what she's been doing all her political life, and trying to figure out who she can bear down with. Well, she married now to a foreigner. She couldn't even marry a black man. That's the same thing I was telling people about Barack Obama. Barack Obama wasn't black. The only time he became black is when he married Michelle Obama. He dealt with white people. He lived around white people. And I ain't got nothing against white people. But I'm just telling you, his whole life, I was looking at a thing the other day. His whole, and the guy made it very clear. If you had, go back to the Tarzan movies. Tarzan was brought up around apes. And he thought he was an ape until he met the white people. And they brought him over and taught him that he wasn't an ape, he was a white man. What you think about Barack Obama? He was brought up around white people. He was trained around white people. He lived around white people. And only time he became black is when he married Michelle Obama. And she taught him how to be black. Y'all better do y'all education. The same thing is with this Harris young lady. Go back and see how she became a prosecutor. The affairs she had, the people she slept with to move up in the ranks. And now here we go again. She conning y'all. But like I tell you and every free person out here, I believe all politicians are criminals. It's just degrees of crimination. But I feel they all criminals because they're not working for the people. Until we find a politician who will work for the people, they all criminals in my book. I was waiting for the police to come back down here. I guess the captain or the lieutenant told him move on down the street, so he's not down here at Bank of America now. He'll probably come back later. We're gonna travel down the road a little bit and record some more. I'm at a different bank. But I'm telling you, free people, election time is coming, and I'm really talking to my people, black people. Stop being followers and start leading. Stop believing everything you hear and go research stuff for yourself. And come to understand that every time you see something on the news, and the funny thing about it is this, let me tell y'all something. You get these comedians on the radio. If you don't think they getting paid off to make these dumb remarks, you stupid. I'm gonna tell you to your face, you stupid. Go back and listen to the gentleman who named Steve Harvey. He talked all that shit about Donald Trump, and they invited him to the White House, and he went up there like a little bitch. All that shit he was talking. Now, if you dislike a man like that shit he talked, why would you go to the White House? The same thing with all the rest of these individuals who is on the bandwagon with Condoleezza, or what not, I don't know why I keep saying Condoleezza, but Miss Harris. Ask them, why do they vote for her? What has she done for black people? Okay? And this ain't a racist thing, but I'm talking to black people right now. What has she done for black people? But incarcerate them. And then they talk about Donald Trump. What if Donald Trump did? Stop being snowed by what people tell you about Donald Trump. Donald Trump ain't no better, but Donald Trump had put more black people to work than Harris has. Go back and do your research. That's the same thing about Russia and black people. Do y'all know that Russia, when the Civil War was going on and segregation and slavery was going on, it was Russia who came to black people's defense on the water and told England if they ship into this, they would put a barricade up to keep their ships from coming over with soldiers. It was Russia. But you've been snowed so much by these people who want you to go by their way of thinking. Start going by your own way of thinking. Educate yourselves. That's how these mothers now. You got black people, oh, they police love us and all this. Just like the young lady say, why you filming the police? And why not? It's the lack of education that we have, that we've been instilled in us through the Willie Lynch doctrine. I want all y'all to Google that and read it and understand the Willie Lynch doctrine. White, black, all y'all. And you'll understand how rich people manipulate you all. Because this isn't about Democrats, this ain't about Republicans. This is about rich and poor. And I don't care if you have a uniform on or not. You are still a servant of the rich people. There was a movie out about, I think it was in Philadelphia, where a police officer, a racist police officer, and his wife went out to protest. I can't think of the name of the movie, but she was caught up in a protest down there in the city, and the other police officer didn't know that it was his wife, and they beat the shit out of her. They beat the shit out of her. And then you know, it was a good movie, and that tells me that, let me tell y'all, officers in uniform, y'all are not immune by these other corrupt individuals. And I'm not saying don't do your job. We need you to do your job. Like I tell officers all the time, if I commit a crime, lock me up. Let me go to court. I'll deal with it in court. But do not assault me. None of that shit. Because that ain't going to go well in my book with me. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you put your hands on me, just like this Barnes nigga. Yeah, I mean, I don't know him until I didn't have a beef with him until he put his hands on me. Same thing with this lieutenant the other day. The name he gave me is a fallen officer's name. Okay, Dotson. Okay, we checked it out on Prince George's County. There was a fallen officer named Dotson. I don't know, but we still investigating him. But going back to Barnes has no idea who the fuck I am. I know everything about Barnes. Everything. But my thing is this. I'm doing the legal way right now. Any other time, Barnes will cross the street. And I don't feel like going into that environment anymore because, it's an environment that corrupt people want you to be in. And that's most black people today. These rich people want to put you in this category of a thug or a gangster. I'm neither one. I believe in what the white forefathers said when they wrote up the supreme law of this country. Everybody has a right to defend themselves against an aggressor. I believe in that 100%, by any means necessary. But when we go back to Mr. Barnes, go back and look at some of the recording when there was a fire at the shopping center, and this little bitch put his hands on me. This little bitch put his hands on me. He thinks that uniform is kryptonite. I'm here to tell him he's not. But I'm not going to black on black crimes against another black man. I'm just going to put him out there, and I'm going to do the paperwork on him, and I'm going to talk shit to him. As you saw the other day, he was about to approach me talking about a concealed weapon. If he would have put his hands on me, shit would have got real for him. I'll give you one pass, but I'll go to jail the next time. Okay? Because he's made it very clear that he's a whore. He's a whore. The white guy named, I call Hagerstown. I don't know him, but he cool. I'm cool with him. Because he talks shit to me, I talk shit to him. And as long as you talk shit, but don't put your hands on me. I can deal with you talking shit because it's the First Amendment. Because I talk shit to people. Some of these officers out here that know me, they'll tell you, he like to talk shit. All right? If you can't handle shit talking, turn that uniform in. But don't commit a crime by putting your fucking hands on me when I ain't did nothing wrong. And that's what this little piece of shit did. Is put his hands on me, just like this lieutenant. We running his name down, trying to find out who he is. But this shit is crazy. And the sad part about it is, in America, this shit about to get rougher. These individuals out here arming themselves, and I mean arming themselves, where they ain't gonna take this shit off of nobody. I try to tell them it's not even worth that, man. But they tired. And when you push a squirrel against a wall and lock him in, what you think gonna happen? He gonna come out fighting. He'll fuck a cat up if he corner him. And that's what these people are doing. They're cornering free Americans. And it's going to get to the point where there's going to be a civil war over here. You know, I'm going to make this clear to you. I don't mind officers doing their job. You know, I come on the scene, I'm recording you. Just like this captain or lieutenant going to call my name out. Hey, everybody know who I am around here. I ain't ashamed of my name like your officers are, white shirt. I don't say my name on my recordings because I don't feel I need to. Y'all will do that if you want to. But it shows some kind of getting up under your skin when you start calling a person's name. And I love it. When you start calling my name, I know that I'm getting up under your skin. I never met this white shirt before. I don't even know who he is. But for him to know my name, that tells me something, that your whole department or your whole police is running their mouth about me. And they running their mouth about me is because I'm not committing no crime. I'm just recording. So you got a problem with somebody recording. You call me all day because I ain't doing nothing wrong. Only people who are doing something wrong got a problem with somebody recording them out in public. Them the only people got something wrong. There are cameras on mostly every city light, on every building. So why are you worrying about it? Because you're hiding something that you don't want nobody to know about. And sooner or later, there's an old saying, what you do in the dark will come out in the light. Sooner or later, it's going to come out in the light. And I believe that 100%. So, I don't have nothing to hide. Just like I told Barnes, my car parked over there. It's been parked over there for 30 days now? In the same spot. He claimed to be a police officer. So if he wanted to find out which one of them my cars, it ain't hard to do. You have the Sergeant Thomas talking about they told him not to. Why do another man got to tell a man not to fuck with somebody's shit who ain't committing no crime? For him to sit there and say that, and I'm not talking about Thomas, I'm talking about Barnes. Look at this nigga pissing on the tree right here by the bus stop. Foreigner. Look at that. Pissing by the tree. For Barnes to say he gonna go mess with my property without me committing a crime or doing something, and they still have him on the force, that's a problem. And he's doing it on camera. He did it on camera, saying that he would go mess with a citizen's property. Look at this man, how they speeding there, finna run him over. Look here. Get out that street, boy, before somebody run you over. It's nighttime now. Somebody gonna run you over, man. You better get out that street. Look at this shit, y'all. This is where money need to go to get these mental health people off the street. Look at this shit, y'all. This shit is fucking crazy, man. Oh shit, here go a big truck, y'all. Here go a big truck. Look at him in the middle of the street, y'all. How the truck traffic got to stop for this mental health. This is where money need to go, not the police who sit around and guard paints. Shit, fucking crazy, man. Let's walk back down here and see if this officer came back down here yet. That's where the money need to go to. You got on New Hampshire Avenue, you got mental health people walking across the street in broad traffic. And the thing about it is, the police can't do nothing with them. They lock them up, and then the courts and the system kick them right back out. Kick them right back out. But instead of us putting the money to that use, we're out here paying individuals to do security work at big corporations and big business. And let me tell y'all free people something. Your tax is going to go up to fund it. And the only way we stop this is that we come together as a people, as it states, we the people come together and put a stop to this. I don't see him around here. Let's walk around the back and see if he parked at the back of Bank of America. But I'm telling y'all, it is time for change in America. It is time we start getting rid of these corrupt individuals walking around with these uniforms on. It is time to get rid of these corrupt individuals who is at the head of a corrupt organization called the United States government. You know, I just showed y'all a recording of a police officer who lost his job as a police officer for misconduct, and another police department picked him up, the sheriff department. There is no way an officer, individual who has been terminated from any police department should be able to be hired again with police powers. Shouldn't be. If you want to clean up a police department, you're going to have to say, no, we're not allowing that. But if the head is corrupt, the body going to be corrupt. Fucking shit sad as a motherfucker. Now I'm gonna show y'all something. This Bank of America right here, where the police come and sit here all the time. All the time. Now mind you, over there is Mid-Atlantic Seafood. Behind Mid-Atlantic Seafood is a group of